Good morning. Welcome to Tarot Time. For the live people, good morning. For the people that are watching the replay, whatever time of the day it is, I hope you're having a fantastic, amazing day. And we're going to get through all the rough times and come into our nirvana. So keep up the good work, everybody. Keep the prayers, keep the high vibes going. We're coming into a new year, and we're coming into a really incredible week right now where we have several celestial events happening. The new moon that's going to be in conjunction with and in the same declination as the galactic center is likely to be a powerhouse aspect that's not being talked about a lot. So we'll talk a little bit about that here, and I've done that in videos. So welcome. And what we do on Tarot Time, if you're new, well, we might talk a little bit about what's going on energetically, world events, stuff like that. We do a meditation card, a 3-card spread for the energies of the week that may tap into your personal life, our community energy, or the world at large. I've got other divination tools, and we'll do a little energy transmission, give us a little energetic boost near the end with the master teacher. So as people are getting their notification, I will put the glasses on, say hello. And yes, this is our community time too. So please feel free to share your thoughts. If you're new, where in this big wide world are you coming from? Are you tuning in from? And what do we have to say? So hello, Argentin. I forgot what your name is. Regulus. What's going on with Regulus? I'll have to research that. Is that also in alignment as well? Well, hello, lovely souls. But this is the one I meant to. If anybody knows more about that, please let us know. I don't know. Is there a meteor shower this week too, or I've got to get up on my space news. Hi, Kaya. Hi, Millie again. Hello, Claire and Carla Kelly. Welcome. Welcome to you too, beautiful genius. And my beautiful Libras. Yeah, that I'm one of those Librans, and you are too, and Claire is too, apparently. All right. Libra power. Hello, Yolanda, aka Coyote Moon. And Katie, welcome. And happy Sunday to you too. Happy Sunday morning. Oh, you were the first comment. Katie, you're the first comment of the day. So anyway, I didn't really sleep last night. The energy kept me up. I had like a skin eruption again. So the few things have been going on. Maybe I'm purging, or I'm drinking a lot of lemon water lately. Maybe I'm starting to purge some toxins or something like that. But anyways, so being that we haven't slept, and then whenever I kind of talk to spirit or God and complain about that, it's like, what's your problem? We don't need any sleep, just channel. I'm like, really? Okay. But in any regards, who else is a Libra? Libra light. Hello, Lindsay, you're a Libra also. Any other Librans? All right, so yeah, the sun conjuncts galactic center every year. That's not such a big deal. Galactic center is about what is 27 to 28 degrees of the sign Sagittarius. Its declination, it's slightly above the elliptical. I think it's I forgot what it is, but I think it's about a degree or so above. But that's still a pretty good declination, as well as an astrological conjunction. In other words, the longitude, latitude, or the east, west, and north, south are pretty much together. So this time of year is special anyway. It's the solstice, the time of stillness, especially in the northern hemisphere, where I think about 80% of the world's population is. It's got that energy of stillness. Of course, both solstices have that quality to it, because we go about 2 weeks or so where the sun virtually doesn't change, like the sunset and sunrise. it might scoot later on in the day, like the earliest sunset was actually December the 8th, not the 21st, because a solar day based on the Earth's tilt as well as the elliptical orbit means that a solar day is not exactly 24 hours. You know, some parts of the day it's maybe a second or two longer, other parts a second or two shorter. So the sunrise sunset shifts, but the point I'm trying to make is that the length of the day, the angle of the sun, it changes very little during that time. So it's a time of stillness and going within. But what is unique this year is that the new moon is right there also, right on the 19th. So the new moon is also conjunct galactic center, and we don't know exactly what galactic center is. It, for the longest time, is thought to be a black hole. Now that we're discovering new things, that theory is being questioned, as are a lot of theories. Maybe it's actually the opposite, like a huge light. You know, we just don't know. But one thing that we do know, it's the center of our galaxy, and our whole galaxy spins around it. So there is an energetic portal, a cosmic portal associated with that. And the moon it's a gravitational, but also an electromagnetic connector with the Earth and the sun and the cosmos. And the magnetism is much stronger than gravity. Also, you know, you could if you have a strong enough gravity, you can take like a 1 pound iron ball and hold it in the magnet, and it's not going to fall because magnetism is actually stronger than gravity. So that's kind of interesting. A little bit of physics there for you. I'm a meteorologist by trade, so I know a thing or two about physics. Although I have to amend that a little bit, that I studied all this stuff in the 70s. It's not the same today. It's like I want to go back to school and study physics again now that it's so much more is known, and meteorology too. So much more is known now, and geology. But in any event, so it's almost like a lens or magnifying glass. We have this very high energetic pulse of cosmic energy from the galactic center. So it's significant. That happens. If you take the degree point being 1 or 2 degrees as a alignment, that's still every about 15 once every 10 to 15 years you'll get that new moon. And of course then the full moon has a different effect because it's on the opposite side of the galactic center. But anyway, I might be getting a little bit too technical, but I warned you guys I did not sleep. So I hope not, that doesn't mean that everybody left. So Lindsay's saying that December 19th is a big day anniversary. Oh, wow. Different years. So they left when that portal, that galactic portal alignment with the sun was active. So that's very interesting. And hello, Falan, and all snowing here. Yeah, we had up here, we were supposed to get under an inch, and I had a feeling we'd get more. And I think we got 2 inches up here, which it's not that much more than under an inch, but it's still more than forecast. So I know that south of us got more. So how much snow did you get, Mary? How much snow did you get? On phone, just listening. All right. So let's see. There's a lot of other stuff going on. I can say we have the new moon. We're going to be doing 4 if you count Patreon. So we're doing on Spirit Mind Family on Wednesdays. And that's going to be that group is evolving. Those of you that are on Spirit Mind Family, be patient during December because it's changing. I know I haven't been keeping up with a lot of stuff this month. But we do have a transmission on Wednesday coming up, and we go a little bit deeper because this is our inner core community. It's a paid platform. It's $5 a month. So I figure if people, even $5, if people are willing to pay, even that small amount of their hard-earned money, then they're serious about their ascension. So we do a little bit more over there, and we're sort of evolving this to be more focused on ascension rather than having like a monthly theme and talking about whatever the theme is. So we're going to do more videos with channeled information. So I'm going to do a lot more channeling. This is starting in January. So December is sort of the transitional month with that. But anyway, it's called Spirit Mind Family on Patreon. If you're interested in deep diving into your ascension work, check it out. And if it resonates with you, please join us. So we have that on Wednesday. But this is a busy time. We've got, did we do one transit? So I'm drinking black tea. I'm going for the hard stuff today. I didn't sleep. Yeah, we did the 12-12 already. That's on the channel. These transmissions are not of time and space. If you're new, there's a group of energies, beings, interdimensional beings that I work with that I know of as the master teachers, and they can work with channels like myself. And they're interdimensional, so they need something physical to work with, like a human channel, and they can work with me. And if we're all together in alignment, they can actually help you to raise your frequencies also, to connect more with higher frequencies. And part of the work is doing your spiritual exercise to allow your body and your nervous system and your meridial system, your auric fields, to be able to handle higher and higher levels of prana or chi or cosmic energy. So the more that you do that kind of work, the stronger it's going to be anyways. But just doing the channelings, that's going to help to facilitate that kind of growth and that kind of evolution, as it were. So like anything else, the more you lift weights, the more weights you can lift. So the more you do this energetic channeling work with higher frequencies and higher velocities of energy going through you, the stronger your systems are going to get. So it's a process. And I know there's some of you that are on right now that have been doing this with us for like 5 years, and you can let us know how it's been working out for you. But from where I'm sitting, I've seen, for the people that that are more like our, I hate to say inner core, but are more of our inner community that we interact with more or whatever. I've seen the changes, and I've seen the changes in myself also. And it's really just tapping into and magnifying what's naturally going on energetically on the planet anyway. That the frequencies are naturally increasing, we're naturally evolving. So this is going to help to accelerate that. It's help to make it a more safe practice for you. So we did that on the 12th. It's not of time and space. So if you want to do that today, you'll tap into that 12-12 energy. We'll do another one. I have to check in with Heather. Heather might join us on the New Moon Galactic Center portal on the 19th. And then on the 21st, we're going to do another transmission, all here on the Medium channel. Then I forgot what day it is. It might be the 22nd, but we do mediumship night. So one night, it's next Sunday, actually. I think it's next Sunday, unless that's the 21st. Anyway, I think next Sunday we're doing mediumship night on the Medium channel. So for an hour, I'll just connect with the spirits, bring messages forward, and connect with your loved ones. And there's a couple other things I can't think of it. So anyway, so if you like what we do, and you're not subscribe to the channel, then more of our videos will show up on your home feed, and you'll get if you hit the bell notification, you'll get notified when we do our live streams and our live events. Something else I wanted to say about that or about the channel, I can't think of it. So anyways, how are you guys doing? So Lindy's saying warm. You're welcome, Claire. Yeah, it's getting cold here also. Patreon is a little bit of a challenge at that website, unfortunately. But everything that's we do in the past, hopefully you'll be able to figure that out. Yeah. So let's see, your Mars is 23 sets, so that's pretty, that's pretty close to that 27, 28 degrees. It's still a conjunction. So that's interesting, Lindsay. Yeah. And I don't react to transmissions very much, even healing sessions. Yeah, not everybody's gonna have the same effects. Yeah, it depends on a lot of factors. Hello from from snowy upstate New York to rainy UK. Welcome, Beverly. And you're comfortable. And King, who's a horse, if you don't know, has a good winter coat on him. That's good. Yeah, hit the bell. Yeah, hit the like button. I don't think you can hype live videos, but if you can do that. I mean, I was looking up what does the hype button do, because that's kind of a new feature. And if you get enough hype points, you get on the leaders board. That's what it does. I'm like, really? So what's the leaders board? I'm like, I can't keep up with the changes of YouTube. I need to hire somebody that's an expert to help my channel out and to help me get on TikTok. That's one of my next projects, is to get on TikTok also. But I'm happy that the King is doing well also. Yeah. So other than that, I know that there's still things going on in current events. I can't really think, my mind sort of, I mean, a lot's coming up with, I mean, this is a time of a lot of exposure that keeps accelerating. I mean, I know I might sound like a broken record with a few things. It comes up on virtually every monthly forecast. Big month of exposures, big month of exposures. And it's been gradually building and building. And I think we're about to hit that crescendo where just a lot of stuff comes out. I was just thinking about a few things that I read about, the latest on the Epstein files and all that kind of stuff. And are we ever going to see the full list? And one of the predictions for December was about like Fall Guys, like protecting the higher ups. That may include people that are on the Epstein list that have had interactions with the unfortunately with the younger folks, and they're high level officials. I mean, if everybody got exposed, it would basically tear down our government, in my opinion, anyway, from what I understand, maybe in other countries also. So it's being done in a certain way, but it's a lot of stuff coming out. Not just that, but a lot of whistleblowers. So apparently, some people are being forced to step down, based on what's going on with the issues with Venezuela and everything, and the alleged unauthorized attacks and stuff like that were authorized. It's a lot to sort out, but this is the time when the higher energies keep building and building. You just can't keep the lid on all this corruption and all of this energy that's just keeping people down, and keeping them sick and miserable and uncomfortable and everything. That's just part of the ascension energy that we're in right now. But the other part of that is what we resist persists. We have to be okay with it and understand that all what we're going through in our world with mass corruption and cover-ups, with mass control of the masses that keeps getting more and more. Next week, I think on Thursday, I'm going to upload the video on the winter psychic forecast. So we're going to dive deeper into what that means. But we have to understand that as a process of human evolution. I mean, it sucks to see people suffer and all that, and I get that. If you're a compassionate person, you really have to just understand. That's part of compassion, is understanding. It's like feeling sorry or having pity, is a different vibration than compassion, because there's a higher understanding with compassion, and we don't necessarily feel sorry for people because we understand that there's a higher purpose, but we still want to ease suffering, and we still want to recognize what isn't right and what can be improved upon. But in any event, oh dear. Well, what happened in the UK, usually in a couple months happens in the States also. probably try another lockdown for influenza. That's interesting. It's like, okay, so the vaccines don't work, so let's lock people down and get them to take their vaccines anyways, right? Or maybe I shouldn't say don't work, but are less effective. We'll put it that way. And you're shedding. Maybe I'm shedding. Maybe that's why I'm having skin eruption. Maybe I'm shedding too. When they hype up these polar vortices, when this is, yeah. People don't realize. They don't remember that what winters are really like. This is a normal winter so far here in upstate New York. Interesting, the science of climatology, because in the 1960s, we had very, very cold winter. I kind of remember growing up in the 60s, snow up to my waist, being cold, being bundled up all the time. And climatology was a very new science in the early 70s. And they thought we were in global cooling until until the 1970s, it changed and winters weren't as severe anymore. And things were getting warmer, and it's like, oh no, it's not global cooling, it's global warming. And now we have some, in the later 70s and 80s, there were some good models on CO2 rises, how the greenhouse gases affect. Not enough known about the effects of the sun, which is the first, last, and most important driver of climate on the earth anyway. So the human activity, sure, it's spiking it up temporarily, but it's the sun. And now we're in a situation where I think we've reached a maximum. I don't think it's a long-term cycle. I think it's a shorter-term solar cycle, not the 11-year cycle, but maybe, like a several hundred-year cycle or whatever it is. I think we've topped out. I think we're starting to go into a cooling trend, and I think we've been seeing signs of that. More Antarctic ice lately is a sign of that. But if they're going to keep spraying chemicals to try to cool the sun down, they're going to just basically create an ice age in about 50 to 100 years. So hopefully smarter people will emerge and take over what's going on. But that's sad, and I'm ranting a little bit. Let's do some tarot. Hello, galactic beings. Yes. Yeah, this was the winter back in the day. Another Libran. Yes. I remember the storm of 77 or 78, I think it was. Maybe in your neck of the woods, there might have been a storm of 77. I understand Lilydale got another massive December snow dump, 2 Decembers in a row. Last year's 51 inches. I don't know what they got this year in the most recent lake effect event. But this was the way it was. This is how the patterns were. In polar vortices, when the stratosphere warmed or the upper troposphere warms to a certain level, it destabilizes the polar vortex. And then we have more Arctic outbreaks. That's a natural cycle of weather here on the planet. It's not the skies falling with the polar vortex. It's a natural cycle that we're in. So anyhow, yeah, we only had a little bit of snow, but I still have to do my car and my driveways. I'll do a little shoveling later. And it does, yeah, let me find that comment. Same per hours. Yeah, me too. Yeah, the snowstorm of 1978. That was a I think that was a blizzard too. My older brother was on a ski trip, and they got stranded in their bus for like all night. So I remember that sticks out in my mind. 77. Yeah, that was. No, I'm thinking of it. No, I'm thinking of 78. I'm thinking of a different snowstorm because I was in college in 1978. That was a different snowstorm I'm thinking of. Oh, anyway, I have my years confused. All righty then. So we'll do a meditation card now that it's 24 minutes in. Very good, Lyra. Oh, you must be a cat lover like me. Lyran, Starseed Queen. Yeah, I'm Libra Sun, but I'm Aquarius Moon and Sag Rising. Got air, fire, my big three, but tons of Scorpio and 8th house stuff and other aspects. I think that combination is what makes me crazy. Happy Moon. So you're born around one of the quarters, either the first quarter, third quarter of the moon, if you're Capricorn Moon and Libra Sun, and Pisces rising. So that's very, very good energy. It's all good. Wow. So in the 70s, where did the snow go in the UK? I mean, it's still snow, but not as much. Anyhow, 24. That's my birth date also, is the 24th. Okay. So our meditation card for the week. All right. One. Oh, just one. We're doing a meditation card. All right. Then we got this card, the Two of Wands. It's like standing in between the pillars, right? In between the portal. The sun is here. Figure's got a world, a globe. He's got the two pillars around him, standing that portal, and the sun exists within and outside of the portal also. So it's very two's a very reflective energy, right? And the two pillars together, that's an 11. So 11. Although you don't reduce master numbers technically in numerology, 1 and 1 is still 2, so there's still that resonance of number 2 within number 11. So in any event, this would be probably a message about, like learning and growth and on a spiritual level. But as a meditation card, the idea is get very relaxed like any other meditation, get very present and be aware of what you're feeling in that state of presence, a relaxed body, relaxed breath, and just be aware of what you feel. Then in your mind, you step into the card and then gauge what you feel. Try not to think, just be more like a gentle intention or gentle nudge to remind yourself, what am I feeling? But staying in present at the time. And then, who is this being? It might be a guide. It might be, some other being or something like that. There might be other beings that you don't see. This is just the portal, the entrance point into this reality of the Two of Wands. And I'm using the Hanson Roberts deck. And just see what comes, see what you get. I mean, he is holding the world, and he's on. It looks like he's on, almost like a terrace of a palace or castle, right? Like it's all stone, and he's kind of looking out, almost like a scholar. I want to say they may be training for something. So I think this is about developing more innate wisdom or understanding, like your own innate wisdom more, and developing more knowledge of the cosmos, because he's holding the world and looking out into base the infinity, and there's the sun on the side. So yes. Oh yay, yeah, welcome aboard when you're able to join us. Yeah, we're going to be doing more and more of those on Spirit Mind Family. Yeah, so welcome. All right, so let's do a 3-card spread to see what else we can pick up on the week ahead, next couple of weeks. It leads into Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah for those who are celebrating. I forgot to mention that earlier. Even if you're not celebrating, Happy Hanukkah anyways. The Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and there's probably other winter solstice holidays that I'm not aware of or that I'm forgetting. All right. All right, so let me just clear my mind and let spirit guide. Speaking of let spirit guide, I guess Laura's not in this morning. Oh, Beverly, that's so kind of you. Thank you for the super sticker. And green, healing green also. And 999, wonderful. I think that's or is that euros or pound? I don't know the symbols over there. But yeah, poor fish froze to death. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, what, did you lose power or something? So sorry to see that. Good morning, Karen. Oh, you mind? I've got to get a few more things for the winter here. I've got about 500 tea light candles. That's a good start. Leaving it, I have a small. Well, actually, my bedroom's not that small, but we've lost power in the winter. And lighting about like 10 candles, you'd be surprised like how much that can heat a room. Like I could go out in the morning, it might be like 45 degrees in the house, and then in my room it's like closer to 60 degrees. It's still kind of chilly, but hey, it's survivable, right? Like I need to get a few more things. I've got plenty of food. I could probably hold out here over a month with the food that I have. Have a creek, so water's not a problem. So I have to get something. Either get a something that I can cook with, that I could heat water with. You have to boil the water here. Or just build a fire pit, which I'm able to do, and work with fires also. Anyhow, why would we talk about survivals? Because it is the winter. It is a more severe winter. The way the patterns are setting up, we're vulnerable to ice storms, which could cause long-term power outages. But we're also vulnerable to space weather. And even before I pull these cards, it's worth talking about because we have situations starting around the 19th, especially the end of December into January. That's a very potent and a very likely time. The odds are still relatively low, but it's still more likely than usual that we have a major disruptive solar event here on the Earth that could knock down the grid. And people were worried about that in early December. And I mentioned it also, but I also mentioned in several videos, you may have seen that I didn't think that this. Oh, what I said was this is interesting that because there's a gnarly sunspot group, big, that people were compared to the Carrington event sunspot group. They're saying it's probably going to be okay, pretty stable until it reaches the western limb. Then it's going to start firing up. So when it reaches the western limb, there's one X-class flare, about a dozen M-class flares, all when it reaches that area. So I could take credit for, wow, that was a good psychic hit, but it wasn't really a psychic hit. It's an understanding of the dynamics of 3i Atlas. By the way, it's also this perigee on December the 19th. So that's it's proven to be a very active, energetic, electromagnetic object that contains qualities of life, consciousness, purpose. At least that's my belief. I mean, technically, it's behaving like an interstellar comet. I mean, we've only had two others, but anyway, I'm digressing a little bit, but the point being is that the position of 3i Atlas and the western limb of the sun, it starts to, that those sunspots would start to come back into that influence. And sure enough, it's been firing off on the far side. Now, when it makes its next rotation, 3i Atlas is going to be moving towards Jupiter. So once it hits center line of the Earth to slightly towards the west, it's going to have that influence again. And if that sunspot group holds together, we're very likely to see some pretty significant solar flares here on planet Earth right around that time. And then we have a big alignment with Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, and Stefan Burns, for those that love his channel like myself, goes into a lot of detail on what that alignment means and what that's likely to bring to us. Hello. Yeah, that's what I need. It's like, one of those, maybe with those gel packs or something, that's easy. I need more supplies. Welcome to Galactic Love Team. Oh, we love the Divine Mother here. I started in 2015. I haven't come out and done too many lives. Well, best of fortune to you, and the more authentic teachers on the platform, the better, in my estimation. So let's do our 3-card spread. So you don't live that far from me. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm near Phoenicia. So I'm not in the high elevations of the Catskills, but I'm in the Catskill Mountains. Although the highest elevation in the Catskills is still about 1,400 feet lower than Denver, Colorado, but that's beside the point. All right, 3-card spread, clearing mind. And we're going to do a little transmission at the end, by the way, for those that love that. Mini one, maybe 10-minute one, 11 minutes. I like 11. I'm an 11 life path number, and I have six of my numerology numbers out of the 8 main ones that come out to 11. Of course, I like the number 11. Cups. I think we got 3 of Cups last week too, which is sort of meetings. It's coming together with ideas. It's interesting. Wow, interesting spread here. So what we got here, this is about as technological as I get, a clipboard. 3 of Cups, 7 of Cups, then the Justice card, which is key 11 in modern tarot. So you're just talking about 11. Key 8 in the old tarot. The Strength card was the old key 11, which is more aligned with the Chaldean numerology symbol of number 11. Lions, muzzle, and clenched fists. So the Strength card is the woman taming the lion. Similar meaning. So the number 11 helps us to overcome the lower natures as we connect with more higher and spiritual energies. And this could be about karmic stuff. This could be about law. This could be about balance. And where the 3 of Cups is sort of coming together with ideas, it's like a big collaboration. I mean, it also is the holiday, so many of us are meeting with families and friends. But then the 7 of Cups becomes more of a nebulous energy. So it's almost like I feel like in the world that we get some, I don't know if you call it good news, but news about that seems like we're solving some of the problem, whether it's the financial, the wars, whatever it is. And then it's like it's all up in the air with the 7 of Cups. This is the card of the dreamer also. It's very Neptunian energy. 7 is Neptune guided numerology, and Cups is water. So it has that very Neptunian quality that can be very spiritual. By the way, Neptune is stationed right now. It just went direct, yesterday or the day before. So when a planet is stationing, it's more powerful. Neptune virtually doesn't move anyway. What is it, like 0.02 degrees per day or something like that when it's moving, but it's standing still right now, and then it's going to Neptune and Saturn, I think in January, maybe February. I have to look up in the ephemeris. It's going to go back into God, what signs? Into Aries. It's in Pisces now. So back into Pisces. Usually with these outer planets, when they hit a sign, and then they back into the old sign. That's like the cleanup work, and the Pisces is more the subconscious. It's more the feelings, the emotions, the intuition, things from within that drive everything on the outside. So this is still a good time to clean up our own acts, to do our own shadow integration work, to work with these. I've been just having so many memories, things that I've forgotten for decades coming up lately. Not the most pleasant things, I might add. And it's kind of like, wow, it's coming out, things that have been suppressed. 40 plus years of meditation and spiritual work, they're paying off. These suppressed dramas and traumas are starting to surface. It's not fun when they surface, but then you can embrace it, you can integrate it, and then the shadow aspects, you transcend that also. Balance is the key. So I think it's kind of saying a lot of people are really kind of going crazy. And I don't know the reference, but I've seen a lot with electricity here. I think I don't know what that means though. Technology. I think we get a lot of news around that or about that. But it's really a lot of this spread is about balanced emotions, balancing emotions and stuff. Drinking my lemon water. Speaking of cleansing and clearing. And to try to stay in your heart. The heart's the great balancer. Heart brain coherence, right? We talk about that all the time. Oh, good. See, we like this energy of people. People finding each other's channels. So anybody else that has a channel like Millie, I don't think Josh is in this morning. Josh's Universe, but anybody else who's in that has a YouTube channel wants to share with our community, please feel free. So a lot of that water, a lot of that emotion, a lot of that intuitive energy. And this almost feels like cutting some kind of a deal. If anybody in our group is going through some legal issues, you may find some balance in that, or relationship issues. Like that. And I think it's also showing that that we are letting things go, and we're getting more emotionally, intelligent as time goes on. So, less reactivity and more heart-centered focus is called for in this energy. And our electromagnetic hearts are activating. Absolutely. Yeah. And, the sun blasts and cold sent through 3 atlas have been purging our planet and every human. Everything that has been secret or hidden from self is being revealed. It is like a portal activator. I agree with that also. And you might be aware that we've done several videos on 3i Atlas here on the channel, pretty much saying the same thing as you. So we're absolutely in alignment here. Electromagnetic hearts and Coyote Moon saying I'm part native, just do not know what clan, though I feel very connected to the Wolf clan. That makes sense to me. Circle the grandmother Nietzsche created at Lilydale and always wanted to meet her. Lilydale has a lot of Native American energy. It's near Cassadaga, New York, in between Dunkirk, Fredonia area to the north, and Jamestown to the south. And it's the oldest and largest spiritualist community here on the planet, I think. But in any regard, but there's a lot of Native American energy. And the first time I went there, I that's the first thing that I connected. This is back in 2003. So I've been going there 22 years. And I went to Lilydale Beach, and I felt the native spirits, and I was like, wow, cool. This isn't just about mediumship. There's native energy, because I identify a lot with that culture, and I've had 2 very vivid past life recalls of being a Native American. Might have been the same lifetime, because one was in upstate New York around Oneonta, and the second one was actually on Manhattan. 2 very distinct. It's kind of like, our past lives aren't really past. They're all happening in the present moment. So it's kind of like maybe it's part of string theory. I don't know. But but each life is like a thread, and sometimes threads cross each other. Sometimes parallel lines connect, and when that happens, you can be in more than one lifetime at the same time. And that happened to me twice, very profoundly, and a few other times it's kind of like maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, but 2 times there's no mistaking that. And I think what this is trying to tell us, I just got the message here, because it's about balance. This is very spiritual energy, but again, it's a little bit nebulous. So I think the idea is to, take this week to condense your field. We always talk about expanding our field, which is great, but we need that balance. Like for every inhale, there's an exhale, right? So everything moves in waves. So on the 3 dimensions, all energy moves in waves, the crest and cross. Now, if you take that into higher dimensions, it's not a wave, it's actually spiral, it's actually DNA, and that's how energy moves. So our DNA is an energetic transmuter or transmitter of energies, which is really, really cool. And so the idea here is sometimes we're more like condensing our fields, and when we do that, then we become more grounded, more centered. And Archangel Metatron is a good one to work with that. I find the energy to Metatron are very much condensing those fields. And when that happens, you might start to call back lost soul parts from traumas in this and other lifetimes. So I think part of the message is more like, you have all this knowledge, now go into the heart and really work on building a stronger frame energetically and physically. You have your auric field better sealed, so you're not leaking energy, or others aren't extracting your energy, or energy vampires and stuff like that. And I'm feeling my belly, so I feel like spirit is, and that's water too. That's the sacral chakra. So really work on those lower chakras, especially the sacral. That's the midpoint of the lower triangle of our energy, of our chakra system. So really do meditation where you're really building. It's the Dan Chen in martial arts training. That area, and that'll help to pull your, so they're not so scattered. They're very scattered energy. Oh, geez. All right, let me see if I can fix this. Not now. Let me see if I can get the camera back. Sorry about that. This happens from time to time. Let's see if this will work. Not now. All right. Those powers that don't want us to evolve and ascend do not want this to happen. Or let's do it this way. All right, so I'm on a nice camera. It's not quite as nice, but at least you can see me now, right? So anyway, I think I think we got that information out, right? So what time is it? Let's do a few other tools here. Yes, I'm a huge cat lover. So are you a Lyran Starseed also? Oh, you've been to Lilydale. Cool. I had a beautiful time staying there last June. All my starships showed up over the love it. Twin Flame showed up in photos too. Very good. Well, yeah, Lilydale just has a way of opening people up. It just is what it is. So I have my medicine card. I always like to do the animal totem of the week, and then the sacred geometry deck I like to do as well. All right. So where? I think I had. Oh, I do. Okay. All right, let me. Just in case we're missing that. Yeah. Yeah, I miss having a cat. Although I get to cat sit for my neighbors from time to time, and I mean, you guys too, if you're intuitive and you love cats, you know what they're saying and that you know what they want. And I have a friend that hired me to, sit with her cats, telling her what the cats were trying to tell her. I mean, she's one of my clients, so she knows what I do, as a psychic. And it made tons of sense to her, and she always wants to hire me now. And she said, I'll pay you extra. I said, no, I'm not going to take advantage of you. Well, I'll do that. And, it's good to be connected. I love dogs too, but it's a special bond with cats that I have. I just say, I'd love to have a dog. I'd love to have a cat. I was living in Florida. We had a stray cat, she was semi-feral, became more of a house cat. We never named this cat, so this is the cat with no name. We never named this cat. It just started to hang around and become part of the family. And we had a dog that was either a quarter or an eighth wolf, so we called him Wolfman. He's a beautiful white shepherd, and I could go out and walk for miles. This was in Florida, and I lived in the boonies in Florida, like where alligators will walk on the road. It's a beautiful area. It's probably not that way now. I hate to say it, but we could walk for miles. The dog didn't need a leash. If the dog ran off, I knew he'd come back. But our cat would walk with us. Every time we took a walk, the cat would walk with us. And it's just such a great energy. Just such a high vibe when that was happening. And they recognize you if you understand them. If you speak of their language, they understand that and they bond with you. So if you own pets, always try to understand what they're trying to tell you. All right, so let's see if we get any felines or canines in the medicine cards as our totem animal. Let me clear my mind a second. This is the card they threw me to. We got a possum. Let's play dead, right? Oh, possum energy. So possums are very clever. Although I have to confer with the book. We haven't picked this one yet. It's interesting because I'm seeing a big stag in my mind also. So perhaps either an elk or a deer is one of our totems for the week also. La 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 la. Opossum key 23, which is a 5 in numerology. Yeah, we know they're it might be about survival too, maybe because they have a very clever way of surviving. This like predators like, oh, this one's dead. Let's move on. Nope, not dead. It reminds me of Monty Python. Anybody see Monty Python and the Holy Grail? But I'm not dead. Diversion. Well, that makes sense, right? Because he plays dead, creates diversion. And opossum's greatest form of protection is to play dead. In doing this, opossum confuses many a predator into believing the game is over. Oftentimes, the confused rival walks away or looks the other direction for a moment. Opossum runs to safety. So I think this is telling us, we are in the cycle. Sunspots are very active. Sometimes we get our biggest solar events, not during solar maximum, but during the descending phase, which we just entered into. I think it flipped over the summer. Oh my God, you guys are so freaking generous. I love you. Thank you. And yeah, this helps support the channel. So your donation, go a long way with us. So where was I? Let me grab more tea. Where was I? Somebody remind me. I lost that train of thought. And it was a good one too. Yeah. Oh, okay. Came back because I was hearing Peter Gabriel singing "Here Comes the Flood" in my mind. But we're in this time, that solar max. I think we started going to solar into the descending phase over the summer to the early autumn. And I watched the channels like from Stefan Burns to Space Weather News. They're very different. What's the guy's name? Ben Davidson's very, very different than in his approach and beliefs, although they come to very similar conclusions, interestingly enough, than Stefan Burns. And then there's that lady, Tabitha. I forgot her name, but those are the big three. She's a real full-on expert. So I look at the pattern and I'm like, to me, it looks like the poles had flipped. I'm saying this like August, September. It looks like the poles have already flipped and they're starting to realign. And sometimes when that happens, those trans-equatorial coronal holes that create a magnetic, like an ionic stream, that reaches way out, all the way past Pluto from the sun. And then then we have a solar star, and the plasma density gets very low. And when the plasma density is low, according to Stefan Burns, I've been studying that, and he's absolutely right. I believe he's 100% right about this. So mainstream geologists would say that that's nonsense. But when the plasma density gets low, we have the earthquakes, the big ones, and it's been shown over time. And now we had 7.6 magnitude off of Japan, right after the last coronal hole stream happened. Then lately we just had a 6.8, which is, according to Stefan, and what I know about geology, that's extremely strong for an aftershock, like too strong. And Stefan says that it's usually it's about one magnitude lower. This was only 0.9 magnitude lower, but 0.1 magnitude is twice the strength. So the point being is that we have one coronal hole. It's a little bit of a filament, and then the main one is going to be more geo-effective in the middle of next week. I don't know, but around the holiday season, there could be something big, either off Japan or Kamacha Peninsula. I think the area off Alaska that's been very active into the Cascadia Fault and even to the San Andreas. Just has to be aware that we're in a period of heightened geological activity. So that I don't know why opossums reminded me of that, but that just all that just came through pulling this card. So anyway, oh yeah, survival, right? That's what it was about. It's like, learning how to survive. So I think we should have a backup plan for the disaster that'll never happen. I'll put it that way. So let me do a sacred geometry card, and then we're going to dive into a little transmission work. Let me see what you guys are saying also. Thank you for that. Tamitha Skov. Yeah, she's wonderful. I love that lady. I something about her voice too. She's just got. I could tell she's a really good soul. I'll put it that way. And super knowledgeable. What did we do? You lost it? Oh no. When told she is better to be out, down. I got emotion. I didn't say goodbye. Well, that's traumatic. You can't. That's not selfish. To lose a pet. Years ago, I lost my 1-year-old kitten. Never came home, and I was devastated for weeks about that. That's hard. My goodness. And what else? She was actually in the dream. Oh dear. Well, lots of hugs and love to you. We'll do a little bit of healing work in this transmission, but some work to prime our energetic fields to these higher frequencies that are coming this week. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So let's do a sacred geometry pull, and I'll see what the message is there also. All right. Asking Spirit to guide me the right card right here. That was easy. When it's easy, I know it's a spirit pull. Soul Time. Is that like Hammer Time? You remember that from the 80s? It's Hammer Time. Well, it's Soul Time now. So that's what the deck looks like, the sacred geometry. So with the with the device camera, it's not as good as the other setup, but I mean, sometimes it just goes out like that. So anyway, that's what it looks like. But let me read the caption for you. When it says, the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, and it's happening, right? One that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, infinite. So so it's time to get into some good old soul time, going into the heart. The heart is the portal. It's the inner portal of the soul. Center of the universe or the center of the earth are outer portals, but either way, we can reach the essence of our own soul, which is, in my definition, we all have different definitions of these words. Our soul is our record of everything that our spirit has done in this cycle of life. These thousands of lifetimes after lifetime cycles, and it's good to know. It's good to understand the record of our soul, so you can do Akashic record work, and you start to tap into not just what your past lives are, but the meanings of them, and how you can repattern them to change a past life, to change a present reality. Because, like I said earlier, it's not really past; it's just our perception of time. We believe it's the past, but it's all in the present now moment, as is everything. So I'll hold this up a few minutes longer so you can absorb a little of that energy, and then we'll do our transmission. Yes, this is the Sacred Geometry deck. What is her name? Long, I think. Yeah, but about Lon, Lon. So she's the creator of this deck. And I know I'm moving it around. That's not real helpful. The plow just came through. All right, so there you have it. So are you guys ready to do a little bit of energy work? Your job is just to stay present and open. My job is to allow spirit in the form of the master teachers to work with my frequencies, to assist in working with your energetic frequencies. So just relax for a moment. And they're giving me a little exercise to do. So as you inhale, imagine that you are just inhaling all the blessings of the week coming up, because it is tarot time. So it's the week. We do this every Sunday at 11. Every now and then we have to skip, but we do this every Sunday at 11. Inhale, just draw on the beautiful positive energies of the week, circulate that around. With each exhale, just release anything that was stuck from last week. So we'll keep it very simple in this 2-week window. So just imagine that you're doing this inhale and exhale. Inhaling love and the light of your near future self, which again is not really future, it's just our perception of time. Inhale that in, circulate that, exhale, and release our past selves, what we don't want anymore. Naturally release it back to the universe. So in the inhale, we embrace, because you can't really release anything you don't embrace first. You suppress. You don't release if you don't embrace it. Very important. Not enough teachers are saying this. That's why Loudmouth over here is saying it all the time. Some teachers are, I'm not trying to put myself in a higher pedestal than other teachers, but facts are facts. So inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, absorb, embrace, circulate. Exhale, release. Inhale, exhale. When the hands come up, I'm not even conscious of this, that my hands are up. That means the master teacher here transmitting. So let me shift. Haha, why shift? You're doing a fine job, Master Adam. Ha 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 ha. We are, of course, teasing, but we are not, because you are a master, not just Adam, but each and every one of you. You are here to master your physical domain. Does that not make you a master? Yes, it does. Welcome, masters. This is our master circle today, because only the masters of the masters are allowed. Of course, we are joking, but in essence, not really, because you have reached a certain level of mastery. Think about it. You came into a body. You came from an egg, from a sperm. You developed in a womb. You came into a body. And what was your first task? It's like, oh my God, I'm in a body, but I'm a baby. I can't express that, but I know it. But what does this body do? It burps a lot, ha ha ha. It throws up. It drinks breast milk. Or if you're like this channel, it was bottled milk. But that's a whole other story that we will not discuss at this time. Ha ha ha. And then you start to master that body. It's like, oh, I can move my hand. I can move my arm. I can crawl. I can walk. I can think. I can play sports. I can play a piano. This is all about mastery. You are here to master, dear ones. So we will do a transmission to assist you in your own personal self-mastery. Now that you've learned to master your body or are learning, once that happens, then the next step is mastering the ego. The ego is connected to the body. Yeehaw, we've mastered the body, yay. But the ego's still running the show. What's wrong with this picture? Ego is meant to be a tool to navigate the physical, a tool to express the essence of spirit into a physical domain. A tool, not the master. The ego's not supposed to be the master. You are the master. Your divine will is the master. So relax, breathe, feel your shoulders relaxing. Stay present, stay open, stay aware. We are raising the frequencies. Place your energy in your heart center. We are going to do shall we say, an energetic heart transmission for you now to bring the heart into greater coherence, which, as we know, brings the brain into greater coherence, which, as we know, brings you into greater coherence with spirit. It starts with a heart-brain connection that's been severed through your social conditioning. Is that a bad thing? Yes and no. It's bad because it takes you away from who you are, spirit, but it's good because it takes you away from who you are, spirit. That's the process of learning and growth. We do not demonize the ego here. We celebrate it. We embrace it. That's how we transcend it. So we will do a little toning to assist in, shall we say, helping to condense and strengthen the fields of the heart. Just allow yourself to feel love, gratitude, appreciation, compassion, joy, caring. These are all emotions that enhance the heart. And when the heart is in happy emotions, in coherent emotions, as it were, the body responds with happy hormones. The spirit responds with expansion. The brain locks in, and the connection to spirit, God, or source strengthens. We're raising the frequencies. We say this often as we do our transmission. If you are new to our work, which we understand 3-4 of you are at this time, so welcome. You know who you are. Imagine a beautiful white candle in your heart center, in your heart chakra. The flame of passion. Passion, yes, passion. You cannot have the word compassion without the word passion, right? We are not here to give you a dissertation on the book 1984. However, there are clues in the language. There are clues in the words. And there's programming through language that happens. Much of it, we say, dear ones, are self-programming. So stop using those diminishing words and the intentions behind it that are even more important than the words themselves. Word is language. Words are learned. Language is learned. Certain associations, emotional associations are learned through the words that most humans are not even aware of. So a certain word elicits a certain emotion, elicits a certain thought. And what happened when you blend your thoughts and emotions in an intention? You created basic law of attraction, basic Bible teachings, Book of Mark, for that which you ask for in prayer, feel like you already have it and it shall be yours. All the masters in their own language, their own way of expressing, have been telling you the same thing. Master your heart, master your life. And part of that is manifesting your desires, desire of the Father, of God. Also, desire, which is the illusion. So there's different sides of that word we will acknowledge with you, both from Latin roots. And it is the pure spark of your divine source, divine self, urging you as the human creator to create something amazing through you. This is a pure desire of source. Feel the flames of desire, the flames of passion and compassion, expanding and calling back any scattered energies. Our theme is condensing the fields. It's creating a stronger field of energy. It's like a magnifying glass to the sun. When you condense the sun rays, it's stronger, it's hotter, is it not? So condense those fields right around in your aura. You can shrink your aura. That makes it more powerful. It's like the skater, the figure skater, putting her or his arms in and spins faster and faster. And this builds your frame stronger. This builds your auric field stronger. That way you're not as affected by the programming machine of the world that you live in. And you're more condensed, more powerful, higher, stronger light that's more connected to spirit. And then what happens when that happens? Haha, you expand. All waves. Every inhale will be followed by an exhale. Every contraction will be followed by an expansion. But if you have some belief, program belief, that contracting your energy field is somehow bad, but expanding it is somehow good, well, you're out of balance of nature because you're not allowing the natural wave resonance to work through your energetic field, which is a process of life. Raising the frequencies. We will start the toning now. Raising the frequencies. Keep your focus on the heart. Allow your energies to condense into those heart fields. We communicate with your soul, your spirit, higher self at this time. Chichi chato sister se bidiato fa chichi abadade washu lo so siva de diakama cho dota yaha hi ni do yo pakya kakatoto babayon de tisia mama baba to etia ba hio don no hio hunga kakya ishisho to slisia papa babani nia dosyo yo na mama nititing baku baka depede showa humo chata vi he don't fa wakwato bakachue Yeah, visualize the sun is shining from your heart now. And allow yourself to feel the flow. Be the flow. Relax, breathe, allow. Raising the frequencies. Relax, breathe, allow. Hold space. Feel your auric fields bright and clear, condensed around your physical being, condensed around your heart, more accurately, we shall say. Your heart is the center of your universe, always. It is your galactic centers. You come into the conjunction with your galaxy center, your personal galactic center, universal center. Raising the frequencies, relax, breathe. Now just feel that energy just expanding out into infinity now. Feeling your heart still strong and clear and vibrant. Allow the energy of your heart to create a cord, as it were, through your center line, through your solar plex, your sacral, your root centers, your legs, your feet are on the ground, or directly through the base of your spine, if not, or both, into the earth, grounding and centering you. Let the roots expand through the earth, grounding and centering, deepening your breathing. Visualize a little tailpipe or an opening at the base of your auric field to let excess static energy out of your systems. Deepen your breathing, wiggle your toes and fingers a little bit. When you're ready, open your eyes. And we are complete. And yes, drink lots of water during this time between 12:12 until the sun renews itself on the 21st, on the solstice. This is really ideal time of the year for cleansing, purging. I'm micro fasting today. I'll probably eat around 4 or 5. It's like 18 to 24-hour fast that I'll do from time to time. And then I drink my lemon water and hydrate and pee a lot. A good time for that, and good time for cleansing and purging. So I will be doing another transmission on the 19th for the new moon, the 3-eye atlas perigee to the earth, the moon in pretty much exact alignment with galactic center. So the new moon, which is a sun-moon conjunction, it's always an inferior conjunction to the sun, or a cazimi, if you like this astrology jargon. And speaking of astrology jargon, the declination is also in an alignment, which it means that it's a true alignment. Like an astrological alignment, the declination can be as much as 5, 6, 7 degrees off. This is a half a degree. Alignment, declination, and as well as conjunction. So What does that mean? That lunar portal is helping to open up that stream of consciousness of the galactic center, where we're on an outer limb of the galaxy, so it expands outward, right? We're in an expansive phase of the universe. So right now, the universe is expanding, the galaxy is expanding, but there's times where the universe is condensing, right? What we did, it condenses. So the universe breathes, right? It's living, it might be an atom of a cell of some other being. We don't know exactly what the universe is. But anyway, I think we get the point. So 19th, we'll do a special transmission. Then, of course, on the winter solstice, we'll do another special transmission. Again, thank you, everybody. My pleasure. You have at least 27. 27 means you get a smiley SpongeBob face punch. So I don't know what that means, but all right. 25 to 28 flux. Yeah, 27 spiritual sign. Yeah, we were quite a small group today. Small but powerful group for tarot time today. All right. So anyways, how long does it take to a jet stream to dissipate? Depends on factors. And this is where I encourage people to be a little bit careful about calling every contrail a chemtrail, because contrails, given the right situation, they can linger even up to 20 minutes. So that's kind of rare. What I find with the chemtrails, I mean, truth be told, I think the jets are, I think it's in the jet fuel. I think it's coming out of commercial jets. Either that or they've upgraded it, because usually when I see the chemtrails, the planes are lower and the cloud spreads out and it just hangs in the sky. And I've seen one Christmas morning, maybe they thought nobody's watching in the Catskills. It's 50 degrees. So I was sitting outside one Christmas morning and I saw the crisscrosses and it turned into a cloud. And I was like, those are real chemtrails. Those are the real thing. But sometimes contrails get confused for that. But if there's no cirrus clouds, chances are there won't be any contrails. So if there's no high-level clouds and you're seeing those are probably chemtrails. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. But anyway, that was an answer to that. A small jet. Yeah, that they may be spraying. I hate to say that, but they may be, because it's very. I mean, it is cold, right? So we have to take that into account. Like up where contrails is condensation, that hot, vapor from the jet fuel in negative 40 Fahrenheit, of jet level. It condenses and forms a cloud, but the cloud will dissipate. Usually in a matter of minutes, but sometimes it can be up to 20 minutes with the contrails, I found. Oh yeah, that was fun, that time that I joined you guys. So you do that 11 p.m. tonight. If I'm conscious and not doing a project, I'll join you. Thank you for reminding us. Every day they're blocking the sun for some reason. Yeah, well, if they're trying to cool the sun, like I was saying earlier on, all that they're doing is promoting an ice age. Because we're starting I believe anyway, we're starting our natural solar cooling trend. I mean, we're in a 11-year solar maximum now, and during a solar maximum, if all of a sudden you're starting to get an increase of Antarctic ice, I think we should be paying attention to that. Because what is a solar maximum? There's more solar energy. That shouldn't be happening. If we're still in a global warming cycle, that should not be happening, but it is. And despite having high CO2 levels, high greenhouse gas levels, it's still happening, which just shows the sun is a lot more powerful than anything that humans can do here on the planet. I do believe in human, what's the right word? Not cause, but exacerbated global warming. I'm a meteorologist by trade. We did models in the 70s and early 80s. I did a lot of studies with that. I believe that, but the sun is much more powerful. So, if we were to say, change our habits today, like stop burning the fossil fuels, CO2 levels, methane levels, other gases, go back to normal, the earth will balance itself within a decade. That's nothing in cosmic time. So it's like all the politicization of global warming. I mean, as a scientist and a spiritual person, it kind of makes me want to hurl, to be quite honest. But anyhow, oh, that's a good topic. AI and spirituality. That's a really good topic. So we've got that. Anyway, somewhere higher on the comment thread, we got the name of that YouTube channel, which I cannot pronounce. So if you want to post it again, I'll say on another minute or two. For people to join. There's a lot of ancient knowledge hidden under Antarctica. Yes, there is. Who's Jack? I don't know. Who is Jack? Do we have a Jack on the thread? Anyhow. Oh, there's a dog Jack here. Oh, Jack the dog. Oh, okay, thank you. Jack the dog, like in The Wait by the band. If you'll take care of Jack the dog, or Nuestra tabula rasa. Nuestra tabula rasa. So there you have it. I think it's 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. Anyway, I'm signing off. Good day, everyone. We've been on almost an hour and a half. Thanks for all of you that stuck with us. So the 19th, what's that, a Thursday? Or Friday? Anyway, whatever the 19th is, we're doing a transition for the new moon. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Lakeside Laura. I didn't see you coming on earlier, so thank you so much. Jack Be Nimble, yes. Jack the dog. Okay, great. See you then. If I'm not, I don't know what I'll be doing. At 1 o'clock, much less 11 p.m. But I do try to catch up with you guys when I can. All right. Anyway, we're ending. Good afternoon.